Welcome back. Time for that debate we've been talking about. But before that, I have a tweet that I want us to take a look at, tweeted by Kipchumba Murkomen a couple of hours ago after that Senate decision. He said, Senate has sanitized and cleared the governor of Kirinyaga. It's done. Don't wait for the committee's decision. To the people of Kirinyaga, I am sorry. We did our best, but it is finished. Your fight for accountability has been frustrated by Senate. Don't give up. Use other avenues. Let me introduce Senator Kipchumba Murkomen, Senator Ledama Olekina to the program now. Let me start with you, Senator Murkomen. Your tweet obviously eliciting a lot of responses, including some saying you are edging yourself very well into the opposition. How do you respond to that?
Thank you very much, Waiga, for having me this evening. First of all, I want to say that I don't put a lot of energy and effort on trying to understand the categorization people put to us that you belong to this, opposition or government. What's very important for me is what are the issues and what is the right thing to do. And my focus at the moment, and has been my focus since I became a senator and even as a Senate majority leader, is that in every situation I ask myself, what is the right thing to do? And for me, in the situation that we are facing today, and for the last 3 years, I am vindicated. Because in 2018, when there was a start of a fight, which was dubbed a renewed fight against corruption based on the handshake issue, I went to the public and I told the public that this was total hypocrisy. There is nothing about fighting corruption here. It's about fighting individuals and fighting political wars. And I have been vindicated because now there is a category of people who are supposed to be the ones that should face institutions of accountability, and they must be held accountable, and the others who are sacred cows, the ones that have been sanitized and cleaned. And I have been vindicated that the handshake and the agreement that was made pursuant to that handshake, which was meant to fight corruption, was not about fighting corruption. It was fighting politics in the pretext of fighting corruption. Because I said that DCI office and EACC office was being selective or used selectively to carry out the fight against corruption. I said that the question of accountability, even in Parliament, was only focused on trying to fight certain political fights. The arrests that business people were going through, those people were being categorized. Now today I've been vindicated because in two cases that are similar, the case of Waititu, who actually was not even impeached by the County Assembly of Kiambu. And when we suggested that the process must be followed, people said that, we must impeach him quickly. And he was impeached so fast. And since I'm in Senate there, I know the motivation that went through. You saw the way Senator Orengo behaved and Senator Mutula, among others, in the case of Waititu, and how they behaved today. Two similar cases, but arguing on different positions because of a particular personal interest. So for me, I don't care where people categorize me. If you call me government, if you call me opposition, what I know is that I was elected senator for Elgeyo Marakwet County to serve in the Senate of the Republic of Kenya, and I have a duty to ensure that in every situation I face in the House, I must be able to ask myself, what is the right thing to do? And I don't want something that will be right today. I try to postulate another 20, 30 years. What will history think about
Senator,
me?
Fair
when
enough.
I'm the age of Orengo, another 35 years to come, what will people say? Did I do the right thing?
Senator, fair enough. And you're allowed your personal opinion, but many tonight are questioning your stand as well, just like you've questioned the stand of others. Why for Governor Waiguru you preferred the plenary route, but for former Governor Waititu you preferred the committee route? Why that double standards is what some are asking tonight in your shoes or in your case.
Remember, today there was we were not given an opportunity to make our arguments concerning the question of whether to support the plenary or the committee. As a person who served in the first impeachment process of Governor Wambora, and as a leader who also proposed a number of committees to be formed to deal with impeachment, I believe that committees that have been formed independent of the predetermined positions are the best way to solve the problem. And I'm saying this because Even in the situation of Waititu, when my colleagues said that they were not comfortable with the committee members that I had proposed, I argued that the committee is the best way to solve the problem, but we need to allow the House then to propose people who are independent-minded, who will give a chance to justice on both sides. And it must be known to every citizen that I'm not saying that Governor Waiguru must be impeached by all means. Neither am I saying that the county assembly must succeed by all means. I am saying we need to have a process that is not fixed from the beginning, that has already a predetermined results. Unfortunately, as you saw on the floor of the House and in public domain, the Senator of Muranga, whose responsibility was to concoct this committee, already made in public that we must save the governor. Senator Orengo even let the cat out of the bag in the Senate by saying that Waiguru must be saved because she's facing an onslaught from other quarters rather than the people of Kirinyaga. So my argument is not that committee is a bad thing. No. My argument is that committee that is already prefixed, which membership, and Waika, I want to tell citizens of this republic, perhaps they think that I'm just speaking out of, because I disagree with certain people or certain preferences. In any case, we have 7 days to go. I will tell you without fear of contradiction, that committee, in fact, by now, has finished its conclusion of the recommendation of the report of the committee. What they are waiting only is a conveyor belt of a process to justify that thing.
Senator Murkomen
was cleared today in the Senate. It is done. It is finished.
Senator Murkomen, they are not here to corroborate what you've just said. Let me allow Senator Ledama Olekina to also come in as well and give us his thoughts on the process that happened today. Senator Olekina, go ahead.
Wahiga, first of all, let me just say it's rather unfortunate for me to hear Senator Murkomen allegations or sentiments on what happened today. I want to remind Kenyans that we had two other issues that we had to deal with under a select committee. This was the Ruaraka land report, and it is evident the position that Senator Murkomen took is not it does not support what he's saying today in terms of fighting corruption. That is issue number one. Issue number two has got to do with the issue of the proceedings today. And I want to let Kenyans know that before we even went into the substantive motion, I raised on a standing order on the constitutionality of this matter, because I am one of the people who strongly believe in the rule of law. And we must be guided by the rule of law. A plenary, we will only be playing to the gallery, because one of my concerns is that the people of Kirinyaga, the leadership in Kirinyaga, and even the people in Nairobi have already been talking about the outcome, which they presume is the position that the Senate is going to take. I raise an issue that we have Article 179, which is very clear, that the executive authority of a county is vested in an executive committee. My concern is this: if we take this thing into the issue of plenary, and we start discussing this matter in plenary, we will not really be able to deal with those preliminary matters where we are always pointing a finger at a governor. But that governor we know does not sign checks. That governor we know does not sit in a tender committee. So when the allegations are brought in, I remember, Wahiga, I sat in the Public Audit Accounts and Investment Committee. When the Auditor General report is submitted to us for us to look into the allegations of each county, the people who are listed there is not only the governor, it is the governor, the deputy governor, and the 10 CEC members. This is what the law says. Article 179, if you go to Article 185, the law, the Constitution as envisioned by the framers of the Constitution, contemplate a situation whereby it's a joint responsibility. So if we bring this thing into plenary, then we will not give the people of Kirinyaga justice. We will not also be able to give Governor Waiguru justice. You know, people forget, and this is one thing I want to remind my colleague, the distinguished senator from Elgeyo Marakwet. I want to remind him that justice is on both parts. Governor Waiguru has a right to be heard. Our standing order number 76 is very clear. that anyone who is removed through constitutional, any constitutional office holder who is removed must be given a chance to be heard. Now, when you come in with the assembly, stating clearly that the governor has violated certain rules, you know, don't you want to give that governor a chance to elude her evidence, to show that you are accusing me of having participated in a certain illegality, but I was not there.
Senator
My footprint was not there.
Senator Ledama, let me ask you a question. There is a standing allegation, and we had quite a bit of it today on the floor of the House, that committees can be easily corrupted and manipulated. It was raised, actually, quite a bit today on the floor of the House. Your thoughts on this? Where does this come from? And Senator Murkomen also was sort of moving in the same direction.
Let me put it this way, and I'll be very honest, and I will go public. During the Solai Dam investigation, some of us were approached. I was personally approached with a lot of money. But because of the life of the people in Solai, we said no. During the Ruaraka land report, Senator Murkomen, who knew very well that the people of Ruaraka lost land, the public lost land, decided to bolt. So when you talk about, senators being easily manipulated, that I think is a little bit ludicrous. Because at the end of the day, we already have precedents in Parliament that even if, when the committee hears a matter and find that the governor has got no case, they will table the report. When they table the report, we are not subjected to debate. But that does not stop us from standing up on a point of order and clearly stating that, Mr. Speaker, sir, there is an issue here which we need to raise. In fact, I think during the Wambora matter, I was going back and looking at the Hansard report, senators stood up and they debated on that matter. So in my view, the last time when I sat during the Waitito impeachment proceedings, that time when I sat there, the only reason why I was comfortable having this matter being heard through the plenary is because of one reason. Why? The governor, the deputy governor of Kiambu, bolted from go. Now, Senator Murkomen will tell you, him and I served together in the House business. We discussed, and my position there was that this matter should go to a committee, because a committee will get an opportunity to be able to go through various voluminous documents, to be able to interrogate the evidence that will be alluded. And I want us to be honest.
Okay.
One of my biggest pet peeves, Waiguru, and Wahiga, and I must say this.
Okay, briefly, please.
Is that the problem that I've had with all this process is that even before this matter was before the Senate, it was already out being prosecuted. So the best thing is for us to trust our colleagues, whom I hold with high respect, to be able to look at the issues that I personally raised. Wahiga, hold on, let me finish this point. The issues that I personally raised under Article 179 of the Executive Committee being vested with all the powers versus one individual. We have to be very honest, because we are setting precedent. We want to make sure that any subsequent impeachments that can be brought into that house, the MCAs in Moranga or in Narok or in any other county
Senator,
that they want to bring in any impeachment proceeding will be able to factor in the fact that that authority is vested in a committee, and the governor is just one of them.
Senator, I've given you enough time, and you've made some valid points which I want to give Senator Murkomen a chance to respond to. And one Murkomen that's coming out quite strongly from what Senator Ledama is saying is he seems to question your stand. You've spoken about being consistent and being vindicated, but he says no, he's read different stances from you over the years, depending on the situation.
First of all, I like my colleague Senator Ledama to first understand what's impeachment. Sometimes you don't use so much polemics without appreciating the subject matter we are dealing with. We are dealing with impeachment of a governor. Impeachment of a governor, like impeachment of a deputy president or a president, is a personal matter. It's not collective. It's not collective to the county assembly executive. You must understand that Article 181 of the Constitution is talking about process of removal of the governor, not the removal of the county executive committee members. And I saw he was struggling making the same argument in the Senate today, and everybody was wondering, what exactly is this man talking about? We have dealt with more than 10 impeachments in the Senate. I have been very consistent on the approach that we must use, but most importantly, on the accountability that must be achieved. And I am saying here so that we avoid doing all these other politics that, unfortunately, my brother is already defending the governor. You can hear him saying that, oh, why the governor, why not the executive, why this, and I told you, this is a position that was already decided by, especially the minority side, the NASA side. The ODM leader and their team had already decided that they want to save Waiguru so that they project these other politics of BBI on the others. Number two, I want to tell him that on the question of reports like the Ruaraka Land report and Solai Dam report and many other reports, the standing orders and the law already requires that the report must be brought to the House whether or not the report indicts or exonerates an individual. On the question of impeachment of a governor, Section 33 of the County Government Act is very clear. 33.5.1 indicates clearly that if the committee finds that the governor is not guilty, or they don't substantiate the charges against the governor, the matter ends there. It will not be brought again to the House. In the case of Kericho governor, it ended there. In the case of the Nyeri governor, we ended it on the floor of the House because it was the whole House. In the case of the Muranga governor, it ended in the committee. In the case of Taita Taveta governor, which we formed the committee just the other day, it ended in the committee. So please, if you are a senator and you stay in the Senate, acquaint yourself with the law so that you don't mislead the public. The outcry that the people of Kirinyaga had and the outcry that most of us had in the Senate is that in the circumstances where the leadership, which is expected to form the various committees, are already the lawyers of the governor, just the way Orengo was arguing today, it is better then for the House either to be given the room to constitute the committee as a House, not through the leadership, or for the whole plenary to do it so that then we can see that justice is going to be served. And lastly, Senator Ledama is questioning my decision on the Ruaraka land issue. On the Ruaraka land issue, I had said that the cabinet, I defended Cabinet Secretary Matiang'i, and I don't want to lie about it. And I said the link between the charges that were being leveled by the committee and the Cabinet Secretary was not there. And I was vindicated by the High Court. The High Court made the same finding that I made in the Senate. So if I was wrong, why did the High Court agree with me? And I think you must give me some credit for being consistent in the positions I take on issues and explaining those issues to the public. But in this situation, we must be very clear. Lastly, because I gave my friend some time to make his case.
No, I wanted to ask you something about being consistent because you've raised that. Back in 2014, 2015, you were a key pusher of the security laws that the then opposition was very concerned about. You've spoken about consistency in how you've positioned yourself.
Correct.
Those same laws went to the High Court. Those same laws were taken to the High Court, Senator, and some of them were struck off for the same reasons that were raised by the opposition. So some would say, have you really been consistent in your position?
I have been extremely consistent
in the protection of the rule of law.
In my mind that the security laws, exactly, in the protection of the rule of law, and even the question of the security laws. And I don't want you, Waiga, to take us to many topics. We can have that topic on this day, but I want to take you to the security laws. You know, Waiga, you must listen. Most of my colleagues who are now saying that we supported President Uhuru Kenyatta, even in the question of elections, and even in the question of the maandamano that they had, even to the extent that people died like Baby Pendo or the guy who died who was in IBC, all those people. These people who are raising those issues are the same people who are dining with President Uhuru Kenyatta today, and they are not asking justice for Baby Pendo. They are no longer discussing those issues. They are no longer important. So assuming that I was wrong, then, What have they done in the period they have been running government with the president from 2018 up to now to change that course?
Senator
let me conclude the issue of impeachment because we must focus. We must focus.
Briefly then, please. I'll give you 1 minute. Go ahead.
Waiga, please.
I'm giving you 1 minute, Senator. Go ahead.
We must move this discussion. Senator Orengo today was trying to get that discussion out of the people of Kirinyaga. The people of Kirinyaga want to know what happened to their health resources. Why is it that in Kiamwati, for example, dispensary in Kishuku, the people of Kishuku still walk 21 kilometers to go to health center? They want to know why in the Kimbimbi sub-district hospital, their people are still struggling to get medicine and services in Mwea. They want to know why ECD teachers have not been paid since January.
Okay.
They want to know why doctors and health workers have not been paid.
Senator
If we reduce this conversation to be, oh, we must save the governor because he is a member of BBI, we must do this. We must provide a process of justice that makes sure that the Senate will be respected for the institution that it's ought to be.
Thank you, Senator Murkomen. Senator Ledama Olekina, go ahead.
Let me just closely respond to that. What Senator Murkomen is doing is actually ludicrous. And I say this because of the following reason.
Senator Olekina, hang on. I need to ask you to just stand still so that we can... Exactly. Go ahead.
Is that okay?
That's
He's
fine.
actually trying to prosecute the matter, which we in the Senate do not have those. We don't have those facts. You know, and this is why we said we cannot be able to appear as if we are applying selective justice. What Senator Murkomen is saying, and you know, we in Parliament, we have something called a Hansard record. We have the Hansard record, which can be able to vindicate my position, my statements today, as the position which was taken by Murkomen. Murkomen was not part of the team which was prosecuting the issues of Roraka. So all his sentiments on the issue of Roraka were already predetermined. What I want the people of Kirinyaga to know is that as a senator who has sworn to defend the interests of the county and their government, I must ensure that justice is seen to be done for both parts, the people of Kirinyaga, in this case represented by the county assembly, and the county governor, because they all have, in fact, Standing Order 76 of the Senate clearly says that anyone who is facing removal from an office has got the right to be heard. So what Senator Murkomen is doing, he is now found himself in a very uncomfortable position, and he is trying to plead to Kenyans that he's always been in the right. No! In fact, it is even sad for him to mention anything about Baby Pendo, because I stood in the House and I raised a statement on the police brutality, and you should have heard him then. You know, and Wahiga, you know, the good thing about the internet, the good thing about Parliament is that there are records. You should have heard his sentiments then. What is happening now? And I can tell you this, and I want you to even go back and check this record. When we were deciding on either to go plenary or to go through a committee during the Kiambu governor position, Murkomen was for the committee. So in this case, when he does not serve his interest, he's quick to bolt. Let me assure the people of Kirinyaga that as the Senate of the Republic of Kenya, we are committed to ensure that we protect that constitutional right under Article 96 of defending the county and their governments. What I do not support is a process where we sit there. Let me tell you, Wahiga, one thing that Kenyans ought to know. When we sat there during the proceedings of the former Governor Waitito, we in the Senate were not allowed to ask any questions. It is not justice. The only reason why I supported the impeachment of Governor Waitito was because there was already a trail. You could have seen the evidence which was already alluded there. There were letters drafted by Governor Waitito. So in this case, let me put it this way, Wahiga. Let us be very honest. What Murkomen is doing now is that he has found himself in a very uncomfortable position. And he is trying to plead to Kenyans that he is not a betrayer. You know, that is someone who's been defending their right. He was not defending their right from the get-go. So I want to challenge. Let me finish. I gave him a lot of time to talk.
Yes, and I'm also reminding you to stand still. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Let me. I don't know why I'm. You know, the problem is that I'm a nomad, so we travel a lot. But the truth of the matter is this, Wahiga. I want to assure the people of Kirinyaga that the Senate of the Republic of Kenya, under the committee which has been constituted today, and it's quite sad that Murkomen would say that, oh, Lekena, you should acquit yourself with the standing orders. He himself, he should acquit himself with the standing orders because he knows it is not plenary which should be able to come in and select the senators to represent in a committee. In fact, he should not be casting aspersion on his colleagues. In fact, what he should be doing is that he should be pleading with his colleague and saying that we plead with you, our colleagues, for the integrity of this House. Make sure that you call all the witnesses. Let me tell you why the people of Kirinyaga should actually support the committee way.
Okay.
The committee way will allow witnesses to be called. In plenary, they will not allow any witnesses to be called. It will only be the issue of the county assembly putting their case and the governor responding. But on the committee, nothing stopped the committee from even flying or driving to Kirinyaga to go and verify whether, if according to the allegation, which Murkomen seems to know, I don't know, they have not been tabled, I've not seen it, I've not seen all the allegations, if to go and say, was this road developed? Was this tender given? Is there a paper trail to show that that governor has done? All I'm saying, Wahiga, is that I'm not saying the governor is not guilty. If you listen to my submission during plenary today, I said Article 179 is very clear. It says the county executive authority is vested and exercised by a county executive committee. Why then? And this is why I'm very happy that we have BBI.
Yes.
No, let me finish this point.
I've given you quite some time, and I need to give Honorable Murkomen, because we need to take a break. Yes, go ahead.
This is why I'm saying we are very happy that we now have this issue of BBI, because we can then throw away the ambiguity in the Constitution. Because if you go to Article 181, which Murkomen is talking about, it talks about the process of removing a county governor.
Yes, that's right.
And then it also puts in a member of the executive committee as if he's an innocent soul. You know, I would have been very happy if the county executive, if the county assembly of Kirinyaga would have presented in allegation and say these people of the county executive committee, as per the Constitution, have violated the Constitution. So now we will not have that opportunity during plenary. So I want to appeal to the people of Kirinyaga. And I want to assure the people of Kirinyaga that as the Senate of the Republic of Kenya, we will ensure justice is seen to be served.
Honorable,
actually,
thank you, Senator. Thank you, Senator. I've given you ample time. Honorable Murkomen, can you respond in as briefly as possible? We do need to take a break, but the discussion
I just want to make it
will continue.
Very simple. The people of Kirinyaga should not be taken for a ride. The justice that we must give them at the moment is to tell them the truth. And Senator Ledama or Lekina should not, you know, there was a period of, short period of time that Senator Ledama had some freedom to speak his mind. And he spoke a lot of good things. For the short period, the ODM wanted to remove him in the committee. And I encourage him to behave in the same manner. If we are lying to ourselves, it's better we go lie ourselves as senators. But I will not use public television and public space to lie to the people of Kirinyaga. And I have told the people of Kirinyaga, your case is closed. Look for another place to take your governor to be accountable. It is finished. The committee that was formed to cleanse the governor and to endorse our already political decision that was done in 2 houses on the hill. So let's not waste our time lying to the people. What I want to insist here is that
should not allow him
the institution that is on trial is the Senate. The Senate at the moment is
hold on, Senator Ledama. Senator Ledama, hang on.
That has not given confidence.
Senator Ledama, we have only one discussion, please. Let me allow Senator Murkomen to finish his point. Senator Murkomen, go ahead. You're talking about the Senate. Finish that point, please.
The institution of the Senate has a responsibility to redeem itself. The case of Waiguru is done. They have done what they have done. Going forward, there are certain things that we must think as a country. I was in the task force on devolved government that drafted the County Government Act and particularly worked on Section 33 of the County Government Act. We are the ones who say that impeachment of county governors should be brought to the Senate. Article 181 of the Constitution does not insist that impeachment of a governor must come to the Senate. I think it is time that county assemblies and those who pursue accountability pursue a process of declaring that particular section unconstitutional, or we amend the County Government Act Section 33 to remove Senate from the role of impeachment of governors, so that then the county assembly will do, when they are done, they have impeached their governor, the only recourse that that governor will have will to go to court to find a reprieve.
Okay.
And I'm saying this with utmost respect, having been a leader in the Senate for the last 8 years. I know the situation that we are. The Senate now is like an auction. It's a place of, it's a marketplace for auctioning political ideas.
Senator Murkomen,
it's no longer a place where we can say confidently that we can give justice to the people of Kirinyaga.
Senator Murkomen, so what are you then doing? Hang on, Senator Olekina. Senator Murkomen, what are you then doing in Senate if it is just a conveyor belt?
Thank you.
What are you doing there? And I asked you this last time. You still did not answer my question.
I am doing.
What are you doing exactly?
What you show me doing today. I want to continue. Listen.
I can do the same.
Listen, Waiga.
Because you
asked me a question, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have you listened to me?
Go ahead.
You can't do the same. You are not a senator. You cannot put anything in the hands of the Senate. You are an outsider. My responsibility in the Senate, even if I am the only person remaining in the Senate, is to continue shining the light in darkness. You must be knowing the story of the great British legislator and who was also a Christian, William Wilberforce. In the fight against slavery, William Wilberforce spent many years alone, being a lone ranger, fighting for the abolishment of slavery. I don't have to succeed today. There are many people who are now, we are celebrating in the country, who are in the minority in the 80s and 90s fighting for multipartyism, and they never succeeded. But the record bears a great witness that they were the ones who are the forerunners to all of us who are enjoying the political space we are. It's my time now as Murkomen to also plant seeds of success that my children, the children of my children can have at least their person whom they can look up to and say, there was a brave person who was willing to speak the truth.
Gentlemen, you need to give me a chance to take this break. Honorable Ledama, let's take that break. I'm coming back. I'm going to give you first chance to respond to that. You're watching Newsnight. Stay with us. The program continues shortly. The hashtag is Newsnight. The SMS line is 22422. Kipchumba Murkomen declaring himself a modern-day freedom fighter. We'll talk a bit more about that on the other side of the break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. And of course, for this discussion, the SMS line is 22422. The hashtag is Newsnight, and I'll read some of your feedback shortly. But before the break, I promised Senator Ledama Olekina a chance to respond to some of the things that Senator Murkomen had to say. Where Senator Murkomen sees himself on this side of history, even as today the Senate discussed how to go about this matter of the proposed impeachment of Governor Waiguru. And a question to you, Senator Ledama, that Senator Murkomen posed at some point is, where are you and where is ODM in defending human rights at a time like this when he claims that you're on, quote-unquote, the right side of government? He made that allegation to you, or he alluded to that just before the break, and you did not get a chance to respond. Go ahead.
Maura, first of all, let me put it this way. We have been very consistent. And I will say that I've been very consistent in terms of defending the rights of Wanjiku. One of the things that really, one of my pet peeves is that where Murkomen was prior when we were in the street fighting for the rights of Wanjiku, he was seeing everything that we are complaining about as if we were wasting our time. Now, I want to tell Murkomen, if the tables have been turned and you strongly feel as if what we are doing is a waste of time and we're encouraging impunity, I want to challenge you to be the first senator to resign because you are not happy with what is going on. Because when everything seems to be happening in your plate, you are very, very happy about it. Number two, it is not true that Senator Murkomen has been defending the right of Wanjiku. In fact, even today, instead of him articulating his issues, he reduced himself into a heckler. In fact, I give a lot of credit to the distinguished Senator Lusaka, the Speaker, for having been so calm, because if I was the one sitting in that seat, I would have kicked him out for being a heckler for no reason. You can be able to articulate your issues and defend the rights of Wanjikos in a proper way rather than being a heckler. What we are saying is very clear and very open for everyone to really analyze it. My argument has been, and I believe those are the arguments of everyone who supported a committee, is that during a committee, the residents of Kirinyaga will be given an opportunity to come in and present their evidence. That is issue number one. When we go into a plenary way, the residents of Kirinyaga will not be given an opportunity to present their evidence. So, you know, this is something which we are doing this, we're setting a precedent. Because I know during the eviction, during the impeachment of Governor Waiguru, I went back into the Hansard and I really did the research so that I can be able to articulate these issues clearly. Even though that matter was presented by a committee, the Senate or the senators were still given an opportunity to be able to comment. Let me tell you one thing which Murkomen is not telling the Kenyan public. In most cases, he himself has sat there interrupting debate, in fact, even directing the speaker. But today, he was saying that when we are saying we cannot extend the period of debate, he was saying as if we are being completely uncouth, which is wrong. I just want Murkomen to really take a picture of himself about 3 or 4 months ago before the tables were turned. Now, I want to assure you and the people of Kirinyaga, your MCAs who have been given a mandate by the Constitution of Kenya, Article 185, to be able to oversight on the County Executive Committee, have done their part, according to them. They are presented to us in the Senate. We assure you, the people of Kirinyaga, we as your senators who have sworn, taken oath of office. And in fact, I want to remind my dear brother Murkomen, a man I respect the most because he was elected by the people of Elgeyo Marakwet to represent them in the Senate, to go back and read Article 96 of the Constitution. Article 96 is very clear. The Senate serve to protect the interests of the counties and their government. Okay. So by him saying that today, you know, Senator, Governor Waiguru has been sanitized by a Senate. Wait. This is very important. I gave him a lot of time. By him saying that, it is really wrong. If it is true that he wants to defend the right of the Senate under Article 96, and also understanding Order 76, he has to give an opportunity for both sides to be heard. And the best way, and maybe he might ask me, why is it that at the end of the day you supported plenary? You know, the only reason why I said a plenary during Kiambu governor is because Governor Nyoro, who was then the deputy governor of Kiambu, had bolted from the get-go. He was not there. So I looked at the law, I looked at the Constitution, and the Constitution should only be applied based on which part is oiling your path. No! For us to set a precedent, we must ensure that we interrogate these issues clearly. I am still on the strongest view. I'm still on the strongest view, Wahiga, that if the county assembly of Kirinyaga were honest with their allegation, they should have actually been able to impeach the entire executive committee. Maybe this is a matter that can be dealt with by a referendum in terms of, amending Article 179, but you do not give an executive authority to a committee and then you prosecute the one person who is the head of that committee.
Thank you, Senator. Let me...
I believe, finally, 20 seconds.
Please, Senator Ledama, 30 seconds, please.
30 seconds, and I'll stick to the 30 seconds. You can count them now. I believe...
I am noting them, please.
A committee will look at all the evidence that will be presented by the county assembly, and if they do find that there is a case to be answered by Governor Waiguru, they give us a report. Not all senators have the time that I have or Murkomen have, because Murkomen and I are young. We can go through documents. Not everyone goes through those documents.
Okay.
Thank you. The powers that the committee has are the same hours that the plenary has.
Thank you, Senator Ledama Olekina. Senator Murkomen, even as you respond to everything that he said, the writers of the Constitution, whether it's Article 81 on how to impeach a governor or Section 33 of the County Governments Act, envisioned how this would happen. But what we are seeing here tonight are political leanings affecting this process. Some would say pro-handshake, anti-handshake. How can the residents of Kirinyaga tonight sleep peacefully when what they believed was a process that will follow, as was intended by those who wrote the Constitution, is now very much looking like a political process? And you are one of the players in it.
First of all, correct. I don't have a problem with persons making political decisions as to whether to impeach a governor or not. The problem is to lie to the public that you are doing a fair, independent process. It's good to become honest to the public. You can say, Waiguru is my friend, we are together in BBI, we are doing all these things, we want to save her. The people who impeached her, like Orengo was saying today, the county assembly is controlled by Ruto, and the Kirinyaga is controlled by Ruto, and all those kind of things. But you cannot use the Senate, which requires an impartial process, to lie to the public that you are running an independent and an accountable process. Number two, I know that we live at a very difficult times. The reason why it was easy in the first Senate in the last term to perform its responsibilities is because there were clear sides of majority and minority side. At the moment, the minority side is more of government than the majority side. In fact, if you look at the 14 votes that were against the formation of the committee, 13 of them were from the majority side, which tells you that the majority was more split than the minority, which voted unanimously to support the position that was to save Waiguru. And I think that should tell you there is a problem. I have no problem also when if many people who have argued, Senator Orengo, Raila Odinga, and all these people who have fought for democratic space for 20, 30 years, that they are now tired. When Orengo started this process, he was my age. I have no problem that now he dines at night with the Murades and the others, eating the matunda, literally the matunda of Uhuru. Maybe, I don't know, if God gives me to live up to 70s like Orengo and the team, maybe in 70 years I will be tired. But for now, and I hope I don't get tired, I have always said, I wish I can say like Caleb and Joshua said in the Bible, that I'm strong as I was 45 years ago. So my desire is that we take it over from where our friends left. They have gone to eat matunda ya Uhuru. They are tired. They want to be in the easier side of things. For me, let me focus on being that voice, filling that gap to the best of my abilities. I'm not saying I'm not going to make mistakes. I will make mistakes, but I will learn through my mistakes, and I want my today to be better than yesterday.
Senator
I don't
Murkomen,
want to make the same arguments Ledama is making here that, Murkomen was doing what we are doing now. The question Kenyans are asking, why are you doing things now that if it is true that Murkomen did those things 3-4 years ago, why are you doing them now? Why are you not progressing to do even better the way Murkomen has joined you in doing those things better. So that is my argument too.
Before you go on,
that,
Senator Murkomen, hang on.
It's unfortunate.
Senator Murkomen, before you go on, to your first point.
Yes.
So are you acknowledging today that you are moving into the territory of the opposition? You've alluded into playing in a new space. Is that what you are saying tonight? That you are willing and ready to play the role of opposition because you feel that that is no longer active in Parliament?
Waiga, when I came to Senate, I came straight to be a member of the Speaker's panel in my first term. I became a chair of devolution committee. Within 2-3 years, I was deputy majority leader. And for all those period of time, I've been in leadership. I am now a backbencher without any single committee. I'm not a member of any committee. I'm actually we are only 2 senators who don't have committees, myself and Senator Kindiki. So I am working on a territory that is different. I am a backbencher without any committee position, and not because the senators in the majority side voted me out, and I appreciate them by standing with me and keeping my majorityship. But because the Speaker declared that I should not hold that office, I have accepted. But my point is this: in the role that I'm playing at the moment, I want to do it so well that, like Martin Luther King Jr. said, if you are given the opportunity to become a sweeper, sweep so well.
What role is I've been asking you
that he lived a great sweeper.
What role is that?
I want to do that job of a backbencher at the moment and do it well.
Okay, Senator,
Waiga.
Go ahead, Olekina. Go ahead.
But I've not completed, Waiga. You have just told me to answer that question. The point I was saying,
I'm giving Ledama 1 minute.
Is that it is unfortunate. I was just saying it's unfortunate that Senate now has degenerated to the situation where senators are being punished for positions they stand. My colleagues have been taken through disciplinary process. Some of them were now being forced even today to vote in a particular way because the governor had to be saved by all means. And I don't want Senator Ledama to repeat again this thing of lying to the people of Kirinyaga that, oh, we will do justice, oh, there will be fairness. Please, that subject is closed. Governor Waiguru has been saved.
Okay,
finished.
Let's
discuss the future of the Senate. Will the Senate survive? Will the Senate survive the charade?
Senator, there are concerns today that you're impinging on a committee that is yet to do its work. So I'll ask you to refrain from pushing that narrative.
It is.
That is your opinion. That is your opinion. Senator Murkomen, you are on Newsnight. Senator Murkomen, you're on Newsnight. I have asked you to refrain from that, please. Your point has been made on that perspective, okay?
No, why
go ahead. If you had anything,
if the situation changes, no, I have given you my position. If the situation changes in 7 days, why don't we say we donate something to a charity?
I am not a betting man. Senator Olekina, go ahead.
Let me repeat what Mutula Kilonzo Jr. said to Murkomen today. Sometimes you learn something when you listen. The problem with Murkomen is that he is so naive in the way that even whatever he's thinking, even though he could be able to hide it, he doesn't hide. He comes out. It is so wrong for a person who served a very senior position, the position of the majority leader of the Senate of the Republic of Kenya, to cast pressure on the senators who have been elected by over 45 senators to represent them in ensuring that the people of Kirinyaga get justice, that they have been compromised. It is wrong. I want to assure the people of Kirinyaga that the only way that we can be able to give you justice is if we allow both parties to be heard and to be heard fully. I have problems with the law. I have problems with the Constitution, but that is not, it is for the committee to look at it. When I've sat for the last 3 years, I've sat and analyzed reports of over 47 counties, and every report submitted by the Auditor General, it does not only write the name of the governor there, it writes all the governor, the deputy governor, and the 10 CCs who were elected as per Article 179. So I think this gives us an opportunity. You know, interest aside, You know, I don't give a hoot in hell who you support, whether you support the handshake or you support whatever whatever political alienation you support. I think it behooves us as leaders to ensure that we look at the Constitution, we analyze it so that we can correct the wrongs, which for many years, some of us have said these are wrong. We don't allow, I'm not happy that court orders are violated. I want court orders to be, of course, respected. And so, you know, one wrong does not make another wrong right. So this is an opportunity for us. In fact, I want to plead to my brother Murkomen that you've been a leader. Kenyans have watched you. You've had opportunities to sit next to the president when he's ascending into other pieces of legislation. Respect the office that you served for a very long time. Give the new people who have taken that office an opportunity to be able to ensure that we deliver justice to our Kenyans. Wahiga, lastly, my biggest concern is this. The people of Kirinyaga have not been told the entire process. So I want to spend about 30 seconds to clearly spell out the process. The people of Kirinyaga, don't listen to what Murkomen is saying. Murkomen is kicking the kicks of a dying horse. You know, he was in power, he's now out. You know, now he feels like he wants to continue, you know, regurgitating whatever power he had. It is time bound. So the people of Kirinyaga ought to remember this, that as a Senate, our role is one, to defend the interests of the counties and their governments. Not only one part. It would be wrong. This matter yesterday, I said in one of the national television that I was actually appalled by the fact that the issue of Kirinyaga was being prosecuted outside there before it was even brought to us in Parliament to be able to know. Today, when Speaker Saga read the charges, is the first time that I got a chance to hear those charges.
Okay.
But when people argue out there that, oh, we went plenary, do you really understand what our standing orders call for? Do you really understand the powers given to a committee? So, to end, Maura.
Yes, and I give you your 30 seconds already, please.
To give us an opportunity, give the Senate of the Republic of Kenya. That Senate is comprised of distinguished men and women whom you voted for.
Okay.
Some who were elected through a special vote as nominated senators. Give them an opportunity to represent you.
Okay.
You know,
okay.
Go in.
Thank you. Let me allow.
Finally,
yes.
Finally.
You've already given me two finalists, please.
My brother Murkomen. You know, you're probably 7 years my junior or 6 years my junior. My friend, let us learn so that we don't repeat these mistakes to the future generation.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Senator Ledama. Thank you, Senator Ledama. I'm going to have to ask you to stop there so that I can give Senator Murkomen a chance to respond to all you've said, plus a question from Fred Obati Machoka, a name that needs no introduction. Bwana Machoka is asking you, Honorable Murkomen, if the committee rules differently from what you've predicted here tonight, what does that mean for you? He's even asked, will you resign?
First of all,
I hope you'll respond to that question.
Let me first respond. I'll come to Fred. I'll come to Fred, with a person I totally respect.
Okay.
And I like his shows, and I really appreciate him for the work he's done for this country. First of all, let me inform the public that before the impeachment of Governor Waiguru, the CCO of Finance had already been impeached in Kirinyaga. And a number of CCs have already resigned in principle because it is impossible to work with the governor herself. But that's not the basis for my determination. My point is to start with this. Governor Waiguru deserves justice, just like County Assembly and the people of Kirinyaga. And the best way justice was going to be served is to have a committee that is devoid of predetermined positions. Because Senator of Muranga, who was involved in crafting the committee, was already in public 3-4 days ago that the governor must be saved. Senator Orengo's views are known in public, his meetings with the governor, and it was reported widely in the media. The former Prime Minister denied But I challenged him that the decision that was going to be made on the floor today was going to vindicate the position he has taken as a person who has been whipping his members to vote in a particular manner for just purpose of playing politics. So it is not me. I don't do these things for the sake. And I want to tell my brother Fred Obachi Mochoka that they will not come to another conclusion, my brother. Please, you are having too much faith in these people. I know them. I work with them. I stay with them. I know them. It is finished. It's done. If you just want me to donate something to charity, if I was going to be wrong, I will do it. But as a matter of fact, that decision is done, finished.
Okay.
Anne Waiguru has been cleaned. She has been laundered. And the Senate has been converted
Senator Murkomen, we agreed.
Oversight,
we agreed.
And that situation is done.
We agreed that you'd already made that.
Let me finish responding to Ledama. Let me finish responding to Ledama. I have not refused to give space to other people to work because I have no way or means of controlling how they work. I don't take the time they speak on the floor. Everybody saw today what was happening in the House. People are saying I raised many point of orders, but I raised point of orders to help the House because it is now my responsibility from where my vantage position as a backbencher to ensure that I continue playing the role of oversight and a watchdog on behalf of the people of Kenya. You know, some people would have been sulking today, Waiga. Some would be saying, oh, I used to be majority leader. I don't even want to go to the chambers. I don't want to raise things like that. I want to behave like a big man. Listen, I have watched that Senate. I have been saying these things before. As a majority leader, I gave a statement about how corruption is being used for politics, fight against corruption. I gave a statement of the military takeover of Nairobi County unconstitutionally. I gave so many statements in the BBI process that there was a lot of hypocrisy. I stood even when I knew that I had a risk of making certain people unhappy, and I continued doing my job. I have not sulked, I have not cried, I have not complained. I don't hold that office at the moment. But as a matter of fact, I cannot abdicate my responsibility because I know every moment I have for now, for the next 2 years, I must ensure that also I leave a legacy. I have said, because we've been told, oh, you know, we must support the legacy of President Uhuru Kenyatta. And I've told the people of Kenya, everybody deserves a legacy, even a hustler. If you are a senator, even if nominated or a backbencher, you must leave footprints for wherever you work. You must do things that when people come and study your ways, they will know that there was a man or a woman who stood for something. That is the only thing remaining for me. And I know people categorizing me and they call me a Ruto ally, this group ally, and so forth. That doesn't bother me because when history will be read 50 years down the line, when my son will be at my age, those things of I was whose ally will not matter. They will want to know, in the period of time I served, what are the things I did that were for posterity.
Okay. Let me allow Senator Ledama, please respond before I look at the feedback from our viewers tonight. Go ahead.
Just quickly, my advice is to my dear brother Murkomen. You have a bright future as a young person. Please, don't waste your time sulking. You know, everyone can see that today you reduce yourself into a heckler, not a former majority leader. In fact, for your information, I stopped one of my good friends, Senator Kwamboka, from washing your face with clean water because she just found that you are heckling instead of contributing. So really, what we need to do is to differentiate what the former generation have done. And I'm on the record saying that we, as the younger generation, can be able to really change the future of this country. I want to appeal to you, my dear brother, the people of Elgeyo Marakwet, the over 1 million followers who follow you on Twitter, want to see you being objective. I think if you now take a backseat, and even if those people are doing what you perceive to be wrong, to learn from that so that you don't repeat the same mistake. You know, nothing stops you from correcting. So I really want to appeal to you to allow these standing orders are very clear. You know, I've got a copy of these standing orders here, and I'm sure you have them right in your office at home. You know, let us follow them. Let us follow the Constitution. I still believe, and you believe, that the Senate plenary and the committee have the same power. In fact, Article 125 of the Constitution of Kenya gives the committee of the Senate the same powers as the High Court. So I want to plead with you, my dear brother, to let this process take its course. We respect you. I have a lot of respect for you. And I will continue respecting you. Whether or not I disagree with you in your opinion, now you disagree with me. I remember during the Ruaraka Land Report, Senator Murkomen, I respect you for that. You stayed in the chambers, 4 of you, and voted no, while the rest went away. You know, I want to see you that in the next few years, we can be able to take this country in a different direction.
Okay.
But do we agree that there is something wrong with the Constitution? I personally do, because you cannot have one article that puts in the deputy governor of a county as if he's a very clean person. And in most cases, most deputy governors are actually CCs in their counties. Article 179 puts the deputy county governor in the executive committee. Article 181 does not. It says when the governor has been impeached. So why don't we allow this select committee, which is made up with very respectful and distinguished lawyers, which include Senator from Kilifi, you know, whom you and I agree is a very good lawyer. He was a former judge. For him to be able to look into it, it includes Senator on our side, which I can actually remember all their names. It includes Senator Kajwang, who has gone through all the records of Kirinyaga. He can be able to sit down and go through the whole process. My appeal to you, as I rest my case, is that let us not create a huge hullabaloo. Let us tell the people of Kirinyaga, we as a Senate of the Republic of Kenya will do everything right to ensure justice. If we find, and I hope that the distinguished senators, the 11 of them, if they find that Governor Waiguru has a case to answer, they will present those charges in court and will confirm the impeachment of the county assembly. But let us not say how, you know, the dice is cast.
Okay.
You know,
Thank you for that.
Those men and women.
Waiga,
I want to, no, hang on. No. Now I want both of you to listen. Hang on. Senator Ledama, you had said that as you rested your case, and I've given you a chance to rest your case. I want to read feedback because our viewers are really sending in a lot of messages. This is what you're saying tonight. 22422 is the SMS line. The hashtag is Newsnight. Alphonse Musimi from Kitui County says, if the Senate does not apply same standards, it will be baptizing corruption and mismanagement in counties. Okay. That's one. Let's take a look at another SMS. Honorable Mwalimu Karanu Pipeline says, how can a politician be put in charge of investigating a fellow politician? What should Kenyans expect? Honorable Mwalimu there. Thank you for that message. Another one here. Joseph from Nyandarua, you say the Senate is highly compromised. What matters to them is loyalty, not logic. The people of Kirinyaga have spoken. Okay, that's one of the views of someone watching the program tonight. And Gitonga from Nairobi says, the only thing which is obvious and consistent with our politicians is who their godfathers are, not their dream for Wanjiku. Okay, very interesting one there. Let's look at tweets. Remember, the hashtag is Newsnight. Mohamed Welie says, earlier, very interesting watching senators today. Those who wanted a committee for Waitito don't want it for Waiguru, and vice versa. Kwani, what is good for why one is not good for the other? Okay, you've seen what is done there. What is good for one governor is not good for the other. Abdikadir Mohammed says, so the Senate voted 14-45 for a committee to undertake the impeachment. Is anyone surprised? And I think, do we have one more? Yes, we do. Okay, Donald Kipkorir, you said Tanga senators are more aggrieved than the Kirinyaga MCAs. The arguments that they care for the people of Kirinyaga is hollow, shallow, and empty. Tanga has tried all shenanigans to undermine the system. They shouldn't be given a chance. Gentlemen, I want to give you a minute each for your closing argument tonight. You've both passed your points across on why you supported the plenary versus the committee. Let me begin with you, Senator Murkomen. In 1 minute, please.
First, Waiga, I have just first to respond to my brother who said about who keeps talking about the Ruaraka land issue. The Ruaraka land issue, as I've said, I've explained myself, but I want to repeat for avoidance of doubt. Those people who wanted to remove Matiang'i then are their best friends now. And those of us who defended him then are the ones who even their security has been withdrawn. So if those people were consistent enough, why are they now sitting together with CS Matiang'i and enjoying the largesse and the benefits of government? Two, I just want to remind also the people that many CECs have resigned in Kirinyaga. Some have, like the CEC Health resigned last week, CEC Finance was impeached, and so many others. And I want to say that the situation in Kirinyaga is so dire, it should not be reduced to political fights for BBI and, you know, this thing of sanitization and the idea that you must go and say hi to a certain individual and then your sins are forgiven. We must be able to interrogate these issues and give hope to the people of Kenya and give hope to the people of Kirinyaga. Governor Waiguru has been returned today by the Senate to her people in Kirinyaga. I hope then they will find a solution so that they can use the next 2 years to do some work in Kirinyaga. Otherwise, it will be bickering and back and forth for the next 2 years, and the people of Kirinyaga will suffer the way they have suffered for the last 3 years. So my take is that I want to tell the people of Kenya, I appreciate the positions that you gave us to serve. I will do my best, and where I will need correction, I will listen to the people of Kenya, and I'll listen to their counsel. I am not saying I'm perfect, but the weight of the work that is ahead of us, because very few of us now in the Senate can act outside, can act independent of our political party whipping. I want to ask for prayers of the people of Kenya that the few of us who are there can continue being the voice so that the issues that affect the people can continue being canvassed, and hopefully our other colleagues who are now at the eating table, their conscience will prick them, and they will be able to understand. I want to tell Kenyans also, they should avoid this obsession with, if they see Murkomen, they see the deputy president or the president or whatever. I want them to focus on the idea that if they see any senator, even in NASA, who at the moment can stand outside the whipping of their party to stand on issues, they must support that person, like Ledama did for about 1 week, Mr. Speaker, when the party tried to de-whip him. So in the same way, stand with the truth. Don't worry about who is the person, who is the voice, who is who. And I have not come to the public to ask people to fight for my welfare. I am just saying, allow me to continue voicing the issues that I think affect the people of Kenya, and let me do my best at it. Even if I become the only vote that would vote against an issue in the Senate, I will continue doing so because I want to leave a good legacy for myself.
Okay. Thank you. And I think that's a good parting shot. Senator Ledama, how do you wrap this up for us? Please keep it under a minute.
Thank you, Maura. I want to assure the people of Kirinyaga that we in the Senate of the Republic of Kenya will do everything right to ensure that the people of Kirinyaga get justice. I want to remind them that Article 96 of the Constitution gives us the powers to defend both the county and the county government. I want to assure also Governor Waiguru that we will also be able to give a justice. And if at any given time there are, the charges have been confirmed by the committee, of course, we will be able to ensure that we uphold the rule of law. What we want Kenyans to know is that the Senate has got two options. One option is through plenary. The second option is through the committee. And to assure the Kenyans that the committee even do better jobs than in the plenary. So I don't want you to really listen to all the noise out there. I really would hate for the Senate of the Republic of Kenya, which is sitting, to be reduced to a court that listens to the voices out there. I'm not aware, I don't know what the interests are out there, and I really don't care about the interests out there. All I care about is our standing orders. I care about the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya in terms of making sure that when somebody is being removed from office, the due process, is followed. Standing Order 76 of the Senate of the Republic of Kenya gives a right for a person who is being removed from a constitutional office to be heard. Article 49 and 50 of the Constitution is also very clear. So I just want to assure Kenyans that we in the Republic of Kenya, in the Senate, will do everything possible to ensure that justice is served. And to my dear brother Murkomen, I really would like you to really reflect. I know there have been hard times. Some of us have gone through those hard times. I still stand my grounds in terms of defending the Constitution, but we've got to separate fact from friction. We've got to separate party loyalty from the issue of democracy. If it is a matter of democracy, it is something that I'm prepared to defend it, you know, it is a matter of life and death for me. So this issue of impeachment, it is something which will come. And in fact, today, Waiguru, if you heard clearly, when our colleagues were making their submissions on the floor of the House, they alluded to the fact that there are almost 4 or 5 other counties which are coming. So what we are going to do now, we'll do it right. And we must do it right.
Okay.
And finally, Waiguru, to my honorable colleagues, the ones who will be sitting down, we have given the honors to be able to investigate these matters. Please don't let us down. Do a thorough job for the people of Kirinyaga and for Governor Waiguru.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you. I think that's a good place to leave it. Senator Ledama Olekina, thank you for your time tonight. Senator Kipchumba Murkomen, thank you for your time tonight as well. That is the State of the Nation tonight, and a glimpse into what happened in Senate earlier today. If you missed the session, you got a glimpse of it on the show as well today. Too many messages. I can't go through them right now. The SMS line 22422. The hashtag has been Newsnight. Thank you for watching this program. And of course, on behalf of the whole team that's made this possible, my name is Waiguru Mwaura. My sign language interpreter has been Yula Nzale. Thank you so much. Keep it Citizen TV. Anything to do with this matter, we'll be following it for you over the course of the next couple of days. But for now, let me wish you a good night.